Hi, folks, and welcome back to Crisco's Corner. I want to talk to the Biden supporters right now, and this isn't going to be confrontational or trick question or any of that nonsense. I want to ask sincerely, and I'm going to do a video on Trump and do the exact same thing, so I want to be fair. Those of you out there that are voting for Joe Biden, let me ask you a simple question. Without mentioning Donald Trump or any of his policies, why are you voting for Joe Biden? Without mentioning Trump at all, why are you voting for Joe Biden? What has he done personally as a legislator, somebody that has authority to change things, not as vice president, because he represented himself as a senator and the people of his state. He didn't have any say. Maybe he had some input, but the final say was not his. As a senator, the final vote was his. So you have to separate those two things. As a senator, a sitting senator, what did he do and the things that you agree with that would cause you to vote for him? Now, I was a Democrat years ago. I'm almost 64 years old, so I remember Joe very well. And I used to like him. He's a harmless guy, meant well, that, didn't really stand out. Ran for president a few times. I got 2-3% or whatever it was. He wasn't a bad guy, and he wasn't a great one either. He was just Joe. And I want to talk about his legislative record. Those are the only things that are worth talking about. Not what he says now, not what he did as vice president, because he had no authority. None. The only thing he could do is advise the president and vote on ties in the Senate. And that's it. Now, we'll go through some topics. Let's pick foreign policy. Joe Biden was senator. He voted, and so did other senators. He's not the only one, and people in Congress voted for endless wars that cost trillions and cost a lot of thousands of lives. Well, you're saying, well, John, you're just second guess. They didn't know how it was going to turn out, but it's one war after another, after another, after another. He was definitely a war hawk, and so were some Republicans, and there's a whole bunch of Democrats both. I'm not throwing stones at one side of the aisle. He was definitely a war hawk. No question about it. No question about it. He allowed trade deals. He voted for trade deals as a senator that were horrible and did horrible things and gutted out manufacturing and ruined the lives of millions of people. Could he have known that was going to happen prior to that? Yeah, probably. But in all fairness, as time went on and those things were being gutted and the middle class was being just swept away, what did he do to try to stop it? Nothing. He's not the only one. Others have done nothing either, Republicans and Democrats. We're talking about Joe Biden now. I think his foreign policy failures as a senator are incredibly long. I just mentioned two of them. Let's also talk about crime, public safety. I used to call it when I was a councilman. Crime, of course, and how to keep the crime down and help protect people from the bad guys, so to speak. Joe Biden was directly involved in the draconian crime bills that were put in years ago. One of the proponents of it spoke very much in favor of it, that now tens of thousands of people of color, and whites as well, but disproportionate amount of people of color are in jail for very long sentences. Joe Biden was directly involved in that. And I'm just picking those two things out because, frankly, he said all the right things that Democrats are supposed to say, and he attended all the right fundraisers and organizational meetings and everything. He did all those things. But anything worthwhile, positive or negative, I can't think of anything positive that really had an impact on anything, but maybe you can. That's why I'm putting this video out. Joe Biden supporters, without even thinking about Donald Trump, without even mentioning his policies, nothing as a legislator in the U.S. Senate for many, many, many years. What did Joe Biden accomplish? And I want you to get a piece of paper and write them down. Now, you may hate Donald Trump's guts. That's a different issue entirely. Look at who you're voting for and what you're voting for. And if you don't want to decide you don't want to vote for Biden, that's certainly your choice. If you decide you still want to vote for Vice President Joe Biden, then go ahead. Everybody has their own reasons. I remember in the 1960s, Kennedy got a lot of votes because he was handsome. I mean, these things happen. People pick weird reasons to vote for presidents. But if you look at his record as a senator, not too much positive there. Maybe write in a name, vote for a third party as a protest. That's your choice to make. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I want you to think about, really and truly and honestly, why you're voting for Joe Biden. And I do encourage everyone to vote in person. Use the safety regulations that are required for the area, masks, social distancing, whatever you have to do. It's very important that you do vote. And I wish all of you the best. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.